Welcome to Silver Streak, and it's Wednesday, everybody. Hope everybody's doing well. We're taking a look today at silver prices are dropping, gold prices are dropping, things are closing below expected levels, but I do believe that this is a good thing for us people who are in it for the long haul, who are stacking silver right now because we know what's about to happen. So, yeah, we saw, let's take a look at the graphs. Whoa. So we saw on the 21st it closed at 24,685, and then the 22nd at 24,370, and today it looks like it's gonna finish or somewhere around 23. So I think it's at 2350 right now, or 2370. And gold's taking some big dips too, and I think that's under 1900 right now, and we're looking in the mid 1800s range, and that's a great thing. That's good when you're buying it. So, and that's what they're doing. They're buying it. They're manipulating these prices to buy it. So, what we saw the other day, I do believe was true. We saw the COMEX pushing futures, and I think that people were calling in on asset, and they wanted physical asset, and that's what kind of got Monday's dip going. And it didn't really do too much on Tuesday. And then this morning, I think we've seen some more action, downward action, due to the political arena. And what we've got going on is, so I read this morning that the Pennsylvania, so we have the Department of Justice and the Supreme Court and everybody looking at these mandates and these lockdowns. And so what I read was that Pennsylvania has basically been told that what they did was unconstitutional and illegal, with all these lockdowns and how they went about it and everything else. So is this push downward just a reopening of markets? Is the dollar having a false sense of a rally around these open markets? And is that as well being pushed and manipulated? I mean, it's definitely, everything has a lot of political agenda this year. It seems like the central bankers and the Democrats want to keep things locked down and create as much financial stress in their districts as possible. And it seems like the Republicans are kind of taking a different stance on it, and trying to keep things safe but yet operational. And I think that's what's kind of driving the numbers right now. I think a little bit of that is what's happening. So my advice is, now we all have to watch politics as much as we watch the numbers. And I really do believe as we get closer to the end of October, I think we're going to see some more downward push. Believe it or not, I think we know who has control. Donald Trump has the magic wand, if you will, controlling both the Treasury and the Federal Reserve. So he can push the market, and they're going to deploy, we learned this week, I know I learned this week, I didn't know about it until just a couple of days ago, but the Federal Reserve Act of 1933. So you go into this Reserve Act and you start reading it, and it basically gives these central bankers the ability to manipulate the price of gold and silver, and as they see fit, basically, so that they are always in the position to protect themselves. Do you see what I'm saying? And that's why we do what they do and we don't do what they say. And this is just, to me, this is going to be a downward push that's going to rattle the tree, if you will. It's going to shake people off who aren't really serious, who are maybe first timers, and like myself, that don't have a lot of money in the game and don't want to risk it. But for us that have done our research, and I implore everybody to go and do a lot of research. Palisades Radio is great. Pimpy's Investment Chat. There are some other good. We found Robert Kiyosaki yesterday. There are a lot of good patriots and people out there who are educating the masses to the game that these people are playing. So we're going to keep on doing what we know to do, and that's buy. And the cheaper it is, that's great, because now you get a better price, right? Now you're getting more gold and silver for your money. So, and we know that. We know that. So back to this 1933 Gold Reserve Act. In there, it also gives the not the federal government, but the federal bank, the federal system. It gives them the legal jurisdiction, if you will, to go into other markets and manipulate other markets. And that's weird. When I read that, and we learned about it, from Robert Kiyosaki and the gentleman he had on his show. And what happens? So Iraq is about to walk out their budget for 2020, and now all of a sudden they didn't. They right at the last minute they retracted it. I wonder why. If they released their budget, how would it have affected our market? Would it have blocked this downward push that they're trying to make us see? Because that's all we see, right? We don't all we see is a graph. You don't really feel it, right? Your silver doesn't change shape. Your silver doesn't get lighter. It's not less than an ounce. You don't have less pieces. Is it currently worth a little less than it was 2 weeks ago? Yes. Yes, but we know that's manipulated. We know that's fake, phony, and false. We know that these people are projecting these numbers. That's what they're doing. It's a projected number on a screen that makes us believe that it's lower, that it's worth less, because they don't want us having more. Because if we have more of this, then the failing dollar is useless to us. And once we all realize that this failing American U.S. dollar is not worth the paper it's printed on, and we all want something new and something different, and we demand it, we will demand our freedom. We will be free of the central bank. Isn't it funny that every continent, every country that these central bankers get involved in, there is war, there is upheaval, followed by mass depression, social unrest. And look where America is right now. The central bank is fighting for its life. And what is it doing? It's causing exactly the same turmoil it created in the Middle East when they were trying to get rid of it. It's causing the same turmoil that it caused in France when France tried to get off the central bank. So, these are violent people. These are people that they don't have any qualms with bloodshed or a mass casualty event. They have no qualms doing anything to push their agenda. They have starving families, pushing their narrative, pushing the dollar, pushing the dong, the dinar, the pound, the euro. They push these markets, and they're pushing us to the point where we have to be taxed and work our asses off without ever picking our heads up to breathe. And that's what they do to us. So I tell you right now, the thing to do as you watch this, be privy, start watching your political scene. As you see these new states come open, and I know a lot of them are going to open now in the next 3 weeks. Ruth Bader Ginsburg died, so now the Supreme Court is going to be a completely different animal. Now they have to play by a different set of rules because they're not going to have the cover. They're not going to have the final say when it's going all the way to the House of the Supreme Court. Who gives a rat ass? If the people don't want it, the people don't want it. And if the people want it, then they should have it. So I think Trump is doing the right thing. I think we're going to see a lot of changes, but I think we got to be aware of our political scenario right now. And as you see these new markets open, as you see states like California, Nevada, Pennsylvania, some of the ones that have been locked down now going on, 7 months? And for what reason? Political agenda. That's the reason. It's a bad reason. The people are getting hurt. And on the flip side of it, as these markets going to come out, the dollar is going to look like it's rallying. As we near that end of that third quarter report, the dollar is going to rally. They're going to do everything they can to push the market and make the dollar appear to be strong, so that Americans feel like they got a fistful of something good, and they're making the right decision. And this isn't just Trump. This is the Democrat Socialist Party as well. They are changing their narrative. Isn't it funny how they change their story every 3 weeks and we're just supposed to go with it? They must truly think that the American people have the attention span of fleas because we already know their story. We already know what they're about. We already know what they're going to do to us. So it's really important that we do what we can to crush the Fed. So I am a proponent of the saying that gold will crush the Fed. And I think that's what we should do. I think right now, as gold prices drop, if you can afford gold, buy it. If you can afford silver, buy it. Whatever you can do to take the money out of the hands of these people right here, I strongly suggest it. So I hope everybody understands what we're looking at. We're looking at a rigged system. We're looking at manipulation. We're looking at, you know, people like this right here, the deep state, the central bankers, just trying to figure out another way to power play that dollar, stuff that, and while making their pockets rich, they're still making money. As all of us struggle and suffer, these people right here are still making their money. Under no circumstance are they suffering. So I think it's time they suffer a little bit. I like the fact that the president and his cabinet, his administration, is doing the right thing, um, setting a lot of precedent, and I like it. It's a breath of fresh air for the economy. It's what we're gonna need in the future. So with that, I'm gonna say thank you guys for listening to me rant, because that's pretty much I'm gonna call that's what I'm gonna call this, the Wednesday rant. I like that. So anyway, here it is. We're going to say a big thank you to our friends at Money Metals. We're going to wrap this little rant up. And go to the exchange. Check them out over there. They will do a fantastic job. Right now it's dirt cheap, right? It's getting cheaper. So stack that metal, guys. And get over to the exchange. Buy some gold if you got it. Buy some silver for sure. And hey, don't forget copper. It's up and coming. It's an up and coming metal to watch. And for those of us who are on a budget, it's nice to look at. So. Oh, and don't forget, when you go over to the exchange, if you use the promo code SilverStreak, you're going to get a half-ounce round with every qualifying purchase. With one qualifying purchase. Remember, you only get to use it one time. So with one qualifying purchase, you get for over $100, you'll get this half-ounce silver round. And it's Paul Revere's ride. It's nice. It's a nice little silver round. And with that, thank you for listening to my Wednesday rant. And thank you for watching Silver Streak. Catch the next episode. Thank you.